It's Tory North coming to you live from the Northwest. And I got the Toxxxic twins with me. They just called me the Soulciest. We were talking about a couple things that I think that a few people might find interesting, like this thing called toxic culture.
Damn, that's sad as a culture now, huh?
It's a culture. It's a whole thing. Toxic relationship moments. I'm gonna tell you what. I've had my moments where I was the worst person in the world when it comes to this topic, because there is times where I literally was trying to get out of situations that I didn't want to deal with, and I would, act as if I was stupid, I was dumb, I was ignorant to the situation, and what it helped me do was it helped me push through the situation, and it got me off the hook, but lo and behold, those kind of things are more detrimental to your relationship in the long run. Do you have a moment in particular where you can think of a time where you were just like, man, fuck this shit, I'm just gonna be toxic, like
every day,
like I'm gonna pull the needle out, pop this balloon, like I don't give a fuck right now.
It's actually tires, but
I'm gonna pop a tire. Okay.
You know what it's like to be your ex's mail lady? No, you don't.
Okay,
Damn, those tires. Damn, those tires look good today. Damn.
Okay, let me ask you some real shit. Okay.
Okay, my bad.
When you pop a tire, is it satisfying?
Fuck.
When you like, it's one of those videos, the satisfying videos that you watch, like
I mean, it depends on what you pop it with, but yeah.
kitchen knife, Michael Myers style. All right.
Fuck it. Yup.
Okay.
What?
Oh, I got a good story. Okay. I got a good story.
Let's hear it.
I'm glad you guys reminded me of this, because I never popped a tire. Actually, I was the victim to a lot of damage. I'm going to explain why. There was times where, back in the day when I used to party with a crew, like a circle, we'd always party the same crew, same party or whatever. There was girls that would come by, and, sometimes you would hook up with some of the girls or whatever, and if you chose to continue to hook up, sometimes it would become a situationship. And in those situationships, you could fall victim to certain miscommunication, misconstrued facts. There was a couple times where there was this one girl who thought that me and her were really serious, and we weren't. And when she saw me out in public, she got so mad that she went and she was plotting on something sinister. So when I went home later that night, she knew where I lived, of course. She came back. She came back after I went inside. And I swear to God, this is some creep shit, because I felt like she was gonna do something, because I seen a car circling the block, so I went back out.
Oh my God.
And I moved my car to the other side of the fucking apartments. This bitch went to the car when I parked it after I left, and she threw like a bottle of Crown.
What?
She wasted this.
Through the back.
She wasted the bottle?
No, it was empty. It was just the glass.
Okay.
But she threw it through the back of the windshield.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That shit don't break.
Well, yeah, that don't. But the fucking windshield fucking.
But that bottle, though.
Hey.
The bottle was good?
Hey, to make matters worse, it snowed.
No.
So my dad's like, what the fuck? Like, dude, are you kidding me? When he saw that shit, because my dad's got a body shop, so of course everything's got to go through him. And when that happened, I was like, Dad, you'll never believe this shit. Like, you won't believe this shit, man. One of these chicks really freaked out, and she came through and did that. And so I've just always learned that you shouldn't play with a woman. Like, just leave them alone. Don't play with them.
Just make sure they know.
Just don't fuck
let
around.
them know what it really is. That's
Okay.
what
Question
happened.
is,
Okay.
If you would have told her
are you
straight
in a
up.
relationship?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
does she know you're not?
Yeah.
In this scenario?
What kind of vibes are you
In this
giving
scenario?
her? Because she felt some type
No,
of way
I
for a
was
reason.
single. I stayed single for the purpose
Yeah,
of.
but you didn't give her any like.
Did she know?
Yeah.
She might have not known, but. Okay, no, but we never established anything. Like, okay, if you were to flip it and a guy was to act the same way, would you guys keep the same energy? Because it's real easy for women to do that to guys, like ghost motherfuckers in the middle of nothing. Like, it's real easy for that. So we have to be honest, because it's real easy for you to look at it in a gender-specific role and be like, oh, okay, it's that way. But when you flip it, Because guys are so annoying that I don't blame you. I don't blame you for that shit,
But
right?
I don't think that's. I don't know about that.
Because I'm going to tell you what. My actions show you that I'm only after one thing. And yes, we might communicate on a high and by level. But I'm after one thing. Where do you get the fucking gall to recreate or just to create a relationship around that action? I don't understand that. And if the roles were flipped, people would be like, "Oh, that's an independent woman. That's a strong woman. She's free. Let her do her fucking thing." Don't try to build a relationship around her and then guilt her into something. That's what it feels like.
Right.
It feels like she was trying to build something around me and then guilt me and then shame me, and then I got convicted and she was the fucking judge. And her gavel was the bottle.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done the bottle. That's fucked up.
It was $200 to fix.
That was crazy shit right
But
there.
your dad owns a body shop.
That's
Thank you, Papa.
that's how God works, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Blessed,
But I'm gonna tell you what, like, that's what I think toxic is to a small extent, not a huge extent, but like the miscommunication.
It's big.
it's both ways though.
And the
it has to be 50-50. You guys both gotta be communicating on what you want.
That's right. Okay. But
that's
also
why-
the identification, like you gotta be able to recognize things in a relationship. Like if you got two people that are having sex constantly, more than 2 times, 3 times, so now it's a thing.
Yep.
Let's say it's a thing. If you have sex, if you have sex 3 times, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so this girl could have thought something because. Okay, maybe it was maybe it was 3 times and then she gave me head a couple times. So I might have probably should have felt like this was a real thing.
You made her.
You were leading her on. You were leading her on because
So
you
even
were
though-
dating from the situationship. And then she caught feelings for you because you did shit with her more than 3 times. And then, of course, she's going to get a little bit crazy.
Okay,
because
so-
you fucked with her that many times. And
Okay,
then
I
you're
can
gonna go
relate to
around
that.
and be a little-
I can relate to that
Yeah.
outside of the damage to the car.
Okay.
Because like if we were to
But the
just
car
have
side, right?
if we were to just have a conversation and she would have said, "Dude, you're an asshole," and
Yeah,
like
but how old were you?
like 20.
Yeah,
20.
no, neither of you guys were mature
Yeah.
enough to
You
be
don't
sitting
know.
down. There's people that are like almost 30 and can't even sit down and have an adult
They're fucking
conversation.
37 out here.
So
they
it's
can't
like,
have a
you know,
conversation.
she acted on
Yeah,
it and she's
that's true.
probably stupid. I don't know.
Well,
Or smart.
I try to guilt trip my shit because like when you think back in retrospective, all the things that you've done in your life, you kind of sometimes if you're an analytical person, you're somebody who's self-aware, you try to like think of the things that you fucked up on, that was your shit.
Yeah.
And you might never admit that to anybody. But you like try to figure out like what you could have done different. Maybe you could have tweaked a couple things and then maybe you would be in a different place and maybe things would work. But that's also wrong to think that way.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing is you're creating a false sense of reality that will only lead you to feelings that are unhappy. Like depression and things of that nature. Because like let's say that you were in a relationship where both of you were bad, but you're the only one that's willing to overanalyze and figure out what you did wrong. So like they could have moved on and still be thinking whatever they thought of the relationship, but you're the one who had to pick up all the pieces. That's not fucking fair either. So it's like, where do you want to land in this thing? There's no winner. When it comes to love and war, there's no fucking winner. Like everybody loses. Unless you have a kid and you love your kid, that's the only trophy that you can get in this situation. Because at the end of the day, your kid doesn't mean shit about the relationship that you had to go through to get your kid. Because my little baby is my trophy, right? And I respect the situation that I went through, but I realized that didn't need to come with us.
Right.
And it's just tough because like I know there's a lot of guys out there, a lot of women too, who are single, doing it all by themselves, and they think like, man, like this is the worst thing in the world.
Whoa! Why you gotta do that?
I know, damn.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing in the world to them because they have to do it all. They have to put all the time in, but they realize that this is better because all the shit that they did go through, it's not worth to go through again with another person. Like, I can't do it. I couldn't do it. Like, if you think about how vulnerable you were and how much you gave up to somebody, you opened up your heart to somebody when you never open up to anybody.
You're trying to make us cry?
I know, yeah.
This is... Why? No! You're hitting home with that.
No, this is me speaking. I'm speaking too.
We get it.
run.
Out the park. No.
Goddamn.
It's just shitty because like we don't get the fucking recognition that we or the credit that we deserve for how hard and how many hours we put in. You know, being the only ones that have to suffer, being the only ones that have to take the fucking pain, while everybody else takes the antidote. They take the fucking escape route, and then you're left with the like. Okay, so I gotta make sure that I maintain the sanity for my children. Like I have to be the one.
Right.
If anybody's gonna be normal, it has to be me. Like, no matter
Yeah,
what's
but
going
that's
on
a
out
lot,
there.
too.
It's a lot of fucking pressure.
That's a lot of pressure. And I mean, and you deserve to be happy too on your own, but then you're like having to add in those
Children.
Yeah, add in the
to worry
kids,
about
and like you're saying,
what you're
and then you
bringing
learn
into
from
their
what you
life.
had before, and like what a mess it was, and you just know you don't want your kids to ever have that. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's difficult.
No, it is difficult, and it's one of those things that like time kind of helps you, like because it makes you stronger, because you're always thinking about like what you can work on, what you can improve, and you're pushing for that at the end of the day. But also, time gives you grace because things become easier as you get through them. So it becomes easy to be single. But then we have another issue. Because if we're single and we know that we are missing something,
Right.
and the only thing that can make sense to us is if somebody came into our life and kind of took away the pain.
Chicken little pieces of you, though.
Like if we were to give them that much power and they were to be able to do that, then that might be worth starting a different story.
Right.
But then you cannot take away that feeling like, oh my God, this person is going to change on me one day, just like they all have. And that's the toxic shit that I'm looking at. Because that's what I think always pushes us back in the cycle to go back to what we are normal with. Like even if we don't go back to an ex, we go back to somebody who's the carbon copy but diet. So they're not this full strength.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'll admit the first thing I did was I was looking for the girls who kind of reminded me of the old thing.
Yeah.
And when I found it, I felt like the biggest clown in the world. Because I was out here trying to recreate the wheel. There is no recreating a moment, a memory. It passes and it's gone. Even the real thing isn't the real thing after a while. And that's what's really crazy to me because like we're people, we're fragile, we're always changing, we're moldable. So how do we stay on the up and up of things to ensure that we can bring happiness to our loved ones and also find happiness for ourselves? It's fucking exhausting thinking about it.
God damn. It's like, damn.
I put myself in your guys' position because it's harder for a woman.
I don't believe it.
I know it.
It's hard to find a guy that's like, oh, you have 3 kids? Oh, yeah, I'm totally down. No, that don't happen. They're like, oh, you have 3 kids? Let's fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say down to fuck, but not down to do
Oh, she got 3
anything
kids.
else.
She's had a lot of sex.
That's upsetting. That's
Oh,
upsetting to
she
me.
loves to have sex. No, motherfucker, that was
That's-
not what it was.
That's not what I'm
She's a
looking
dumb
for.
bitch, and she fucking had kids with the wrong person. I don't know what to say.
It's just upsetting to me that that's where guys revert to. Like they immediately think that.
But like
okay,
you said, to go back to that story,
Yeah.
you said I had one thing in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
she was supposed to know that
right?
you were just after that
Okay.
one thing. So how's
Okay.
she supposed to be like, you know what?
You're right.
Yeah, this motherfucker, he's putting in all the time. Like he's being consistent. He's trying to be there. Oh shit. You know, and then you eventually meet him, like they meet your kids, and it's
Right.
like, how are you supposed to know what their real objective of the relationship is?
Oh my God! Even when they have the audacity to meet your kids, it's like
Yeah.
that is the craziest thing because you would think that nobody in their fucking straight mind would enter that realm
Yeah.
of a relationship unless they were going to be there the
Right.
long
If they were
haul.
going to be an adult and actually step up.
Yep.
Yep. 'Cause
Okay.
That's fucked up.
I'm glad that you said that because I can talk about my first engagement because I've been engaged twice. I'm 32, so I'm old enough to have gone through 2 fucked up relationships.
I'm like, oh, you're 3.
Like, what?
2 fucked up relationships, but I learned so much and I don't consider them fucked. I think that my actions in the relationships make it fucked. But the first one was when I got engaged. This woman had 3 kids. Okay? I had no kids. But
Right.
I was so in love with this woman that I was willing to make it work no matter what. And for the longest time, we made it work. But what happened was she had a problem with me smoking weed.
Which
And-
I get because she had kids and like,
Yes,
you know.
but I would only smoke when they weren't around or like when I was in the studio. but it became a thing where she had a problem with it in general.
Right.
She continued to move the goalposts to the point of where I didn't feel like I had any kind of freedom. And it was just upsetting because all I did was work, and then I'd go home, and then, you know, we would all do chores and eat dinner. And, like, it became like when I was growing up. Like, because my music, I did my music, but ever sporadically, because I took a huge break every relationship that I went into. Because the relationship always kind of took the reins of where my focus was, right? So,
This girl, he did chores.
so the marijuana thing was a big thing, okay? And then also, she had another problem with just the attention thing. She wanted all my attention all the time. If I didn't give her the attention, she thought that I was out cheating, all doing different things. And I actually got in. We broke up, and I went back to my like mom's house for a week, and she told me that she was at home or whatever. But then I found out she was at the bar with other guys and stuff like that. And then I hear that she cheated on me and things of that nature. So I left, and I never came back. But this woman, she faked a sound scan. Like,
What?
yeah, she wanted to make me think that she was pregnant. The whole thing, like, my mom was even like, Vic, are you sure? Like, are you sure that this is a real thing? And I was like, yeah, Mom, she's got a sound scan. She's like, yeah, but people can fake those things. And I didn't take it serious until I really actually thought about it. After we broke up and I had like gotten out of the situation, I thought about it. She had her tubes tied after her last baby. But there was always this percentage of, like, a small percentage where you could still get pregnant.
Right.
And sometimes the baby comes out with complications, but it's one of those things that you have to get through because the baby could be normal. Mm-hmm. You don't know. We didn't know at the time if that was a possibility. Yeah. But she went ahead and said that it was. And then she was pregnant, and she got an ultrasound. And me, like, I was thinking, like, okay, like, this is, like, I always wanted to have a kid. This is, like, my chance to have a kid. She had 3. So I thought I was going to have my first kid. And then the more fights that we got into and just the more things that I saw, I realized that she wasn't pregnant. After a little while, it was easy to find out she wasn't getting any bigger.
Oh my God.
So when we broke up, I made sure that it was forever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. After that shit, I'm sure.
Because you can only fake something to me on that level without me actually hitting cancel forever. So.
Oh my God.
If you missed out because you did your thing, what I was just saying was that I had an ex that faked an ultrasound.
That's so fun. That's some
to
crazy
keep
shit.
me, because she knew that I was gone, like type shit.
That's toxic.
That's
some real shit right
That's
there.
some fucking crazy shit.
But I harbor no bad feelings. Because the way I look at it, what would you do if you had nothing else going on in your life and you thought that the guy you were with was a joke? You would make up some stupid, obscene, idiotic shit and then hope that it didn't.
That's some petty ass. That's like some
it's super
that's a
petty.
whole nother fucking
I already know
world.
who would do that though.
I mean,
not you.
I was like, what? What? Why are you pointing at me, bitch?
You know who
Bitch,
I'm talking
I would
about.
not.
You know who
I might sell your shit, but I ain't gonna fucking.
You would not do that.
I ain't
You're
gonna
like,
fake no baby. No, bye.
Hell no, you would not. No, that's not what I mean.
Anyways.
But that's just me like throwing out a toxic example because people at home could be listening. They'd be like, "Whoa, I never knew that." But like, that's awesome. So if you guys have like any kind of like toxic situations, toxic antidotes, like, did you ever have a situation where you were with a guy, both of you, where you realized that this motherfucker was toxic, but you said, "I'm still with the shits"?
Every time.
I'm like looking for it.
Damn, I got way too many of those.
So when you look for it, you're kind of looking for the hookup. Like, if this doesn't last, right? Because you're looking for toxic, because you know that's not gonna last.
Well,
like
It's
you
more
said,
like
it's
you're
like
looking for this pain almost. I know that sounds weird,
okay,
but you're like so familiar with that feeling of being hurt that you just look for it because you know it, you recognize it, and it hurts, but it's like also like, oh, I feel good because it's like you know it.
It's
like,
relief.
you're like it's comfortable. You're like, oh shit, I'm home.
I found
it.
I resonate here.
It's like a relief.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not good.
Shit.
It's
like,
not healthy.
It's like familiar
not.
face, you know?
But
it's like,
What
there
makes
you
it
are.
unhealthy, though? What specifically makes it unhealthy about the situation? Like when you bring someone back?
I mean, how is it healthy that this person's making you feel like you're nothing?
Well, that would be the unhealthy part.
How
So
is
they
that
make
healthy?
you feel
but
unhealthy.
you come back anyways because you're like, well,
They make
I
you
mean,
feel
Benefit
sick.
of the doubt, yeah.
It's
You're
like,
like,
ooh,
they'll change.
yeah,
Oh, they'll fix this. They'll fix that. I'm trying to work on myself, then I'm sure they're going to. You know,
Yeah.
they want to make it work. And
you're
then,
making the change, but they're not. But
Yeah.
they're making you believe they are.
Is it the trust thing? Like,
It's
is
not
it-
even. You don't even have to have trust for
You don't have to
somebody. It's
trust them.
the love. It's like thinking with your heart, not your mind.
So if they're not there
your
to show
brain's
you
like-
affection.
Yeah, you're like your brain's just like you know what's wrong. You're like you're fucking stupid, but then your heart's like, no, you're just overthinking it. Like just stop being like that. Like
But
look
that's
at all this.
them being toxic
Yeah.
because they're making you believe that you're making shit up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. That's in your head.
Okay.
Wait, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, are you
No,
fucking me over and then they twist it on you?
And then you're
It's a
confused
whole
as
fucking
fuck.
game by that point. And you're like, woo, roller coaster's going up.
Well, okay, so it does come back to trust. Trust is a huge part of this
You don't
because
even have to have trust.
well,
for
not
them.
necessarily trust, but if you're going back and forth whether something's true or not, you don't trust
It's
somebody,
manipulation.
right? Because trust, like
Yeah, but that's because they're a toxic person. They probably already fucked you over one time, but you went back.
They found out. They
Yeah.
figured you out. They said,
Right.
"Oh, she's gonna come back." Or
Yeah.
okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Manipulation.
That's interesting.
Like they
The
figured
figuring
you out.
you out thing is interesting
Yeah.
because it's a game to these people.
It feels good. You're like their little puppet.
But can someone argue that it's a game between two people where you're trying to figure them out, they're trying to figure you out, and whoever
I mean,
wins
I guess.
controls the
I guess.
situation?
I could, yeah, see that too.
Yeah, but one's toxic and one's not. One's trying
One
to
wants
figure
that
them
control.
out for a good reason,
It's
which is
intent.
normally the woman. I'm not trying to be a hater, but it's normally the woman looking at all the good points in the person and never looking at the bad because you feel some type of way.
So you
And
go
it's
for
the
potential.
man, right? And it's the man looking at them thinking, how can I use you to my benefit, but make you feel fucking crazy so that you stay and keep coming back, and it's just like a fucking trap.
Have you guys ever heard of a guy named Kevin Samuels?
No.
Negative.
What Kevin Samuels is an image consultant. And what he does is he tries to help people figure out what's going on wrong in their relationship or lack of relationship to figure out why they can't find the right person. And what he boils it down to is the disconnect between male and female, especially in our modern times. And what he says is that males want something entirely different than females do, but they don't understand how different it is. Like, for example, a male wants to lead with beauty. So if he's looking for a partner, she's got to be beautiful to him. But she's also got to be fit. But she's also got to be submissive to him. There's like a whole like different like caliber of what guys are looking for or what they expect for. And this is what we consider a high value male. Somebody who would be worth starting a relationship with. Because they do have the income, they do have the behavioral skills that it takes to like maintain themselves and have their own bills paid and things of that nature, right? But men are looking for the same thing when it comes to a woman. Like we're looking for the highest value woman that we can find. Now, when you ask a woman what they will offer to their dream man, that's where it gets a little hazy. Because I think that we have created the most detrimental time period for men and women to even be interested in each other. Because men feel like they have to provide overbearingly and have so much of a feasible income that everything's taken care of, vacations, lifestyle is popping in order for them to get the highest level female that's possible. And yeah, that might be true because you got to put in some fucking work to get a high level woman. But on the flip side of it is where we get the disconnect. Because when you ask some of these women what they want from a male, they'll say things like, well, my male's got to have $100,000 or up income. Now we got a problem. Because you're speaking about a 10% demographic in men in general. So every woman in the world who's got that mentality is going to be fighting for 10% of the men that are out there. That's a problem. See, women are not realistic about what they can get from a man, but they know what they want from a man. And that's the reason why they're unhappy in a lot of situations. Because you got to understand the pool that's available for you. If you're in the Tri-Cities and you're wondering why you haven't got the hottest pick that's out there, it's because it's not out there.
There is none.
Right.
Whack.
How much energy have you wasted in situations that you could have preserved and put into other things if you would have knew that information to be true? I know that there's a lot of situations where I've gotten into countless relationships, situationships that I could have avoided and put into like music or podcasting or making merchandise, something that's feasible for myself.
Okay.
We can all do these things if we realize that there's nothing out here for us. And then when we build ourselves more into something that's larger than life, that's when something finally shapes up for us. I think that's more realistic for the modern woman and the modern man today, is not to act as if there's a pool out there and plenty of fucking fish. There's not. Those fish are not fish. They're anchovies.
Okay.
That ain't satisfying a goddamn thing. So I think that it's interesting to think about where we're at as a society today as opposed to where we were at 10, 15 years ago. Things have changed.
Yeah,
when
but
you were
the
a little
woman
girl,
is more dominant now, and men can't handle that.
Yeah.
And that's
They can't.
also the issue. It's not that it's not every woman saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
I need that guy that has all that money and shit." No, you just need somebody that's at the same fucking level as
Yeah.
you, if not higher.
I
Because
totally agree.
You can't be on the bottom and thinking that this fucking lady that's working her fucking ass off and has
Gonna
all
take care of
kids
you too.
and takes care of herself and all this shit that she's gonna sit there and take care of you. Fuck no.
let me ask you this. In a perfect relationship, how much of the financial responsibility are you willing to bear?
50-50.
100%.
Do you realize what you just said?
I'm all 50-50.
100%.
50-50 means that
it's
you...
my house.
Oh, she's owning it. That's what I was about.
Hold on, wait.
But you know what you just told me.
Yeah, but I
Explain that. You just said that you're willing to have a man live off of you.
No.
That's what 100%
No. It's
Okay,
because
explain
I'm
that.
saying 100%.
Unpack that.
Okay, hold
Please.
on.
Unpack
Wait.
it.
Bop. No, I'm just kidding. No, literally though, 100% because I'm already the boss bitch. When he comes in, I don't fucking need his financial gain. He can do whatever fucking he wants with his financial shit.
Is that how it goes, though?
That is literally how it goes, because I already had my shit. I didn't tell you to come in, oh, hey, I'm already paying all this. Hey, can you come and split 50%? No, motherfucker, I got it. It's mine, because when you're going to fucking leave, then it's still mine.
Okay, I respect
So,
that.
bye.
I respect
But
that.
not only that, but especially with a woman that has money or is making good money and then has kids, they're not your kid's dad. They're
Right.
not there to step in and financially help
That's
you. Yeah,
true.
they want to tell you, hey, babe, here, $200. Let me help you out this month. Oh, that's great, but you're not fucking asking for it.
Okay, before
If they want to
they
build
move
with you,
in. Because we're talking before they move in. Because if he's got his own place
Still.
and he's just dating you.
Whatever.
But if he moves in with you and he's living with you,
yeah,
how is he not
this is
going
when I'm
to...
talking about living with me.
I think that you,
yeah.
as a female or male, that if,
I don't make-
if,
that
if,
don't make
this
sense
sig-
to
if
me.
your significant
Why doesn't
other
it?
moves in, you should
Yeah.
ask for abortion. I think.
You think so? I
Yeah.
don't.
I think
so.
I do not, because it's mine, bitch. It's mine.
But
you
you
can't
Okay.
really- and then if you guys want to build together, I mean, you guys
I
are
see
just
what you're
dating
saying.
dating each
I
other. You
get
guys are not fucking married.
I'll tell you what, I see what you're saying, because you want to have control of everything, right?
Well, no, it's not even about control of everything. It's knowing that if that person leaves,
You
that
gotta
you're
still-
financially fine for your kids.
I
This
get
has nothing to
that,
do with
I
you.
get that.
I get
Yes,
that.
yes,
So
I
it's
get
like
that.
that's for your kids. If you guys are gonna step way more serious and like say, you know what, let's like combine it. We'll go buy a house together. That's different. Yeah, 50-50.
I get you.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
maybe
it.
I wasn't expecting that, because you are serious to the point of like where we get a fucking house, then we can probably go in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then it's
I
both
get
of
it.
ours, and
I
we
get you,
fucking
bro.
put it together.
That's like marriage. That's marriage
Exactly.
shit. Okay, I get you.
But that's
So
if
just
you're in a
talking
good
about marriage, not
relationship,
dating.
that's where it should be going.
That's
anyways.
where okay. That's why.
I get you.
Hey, that's why that rap that I wrote, I said the toxic line, and I said
Yeah.
closer to wedding gowns. What I
Right.
meant by that is like these girls are toxic, but at the flick of a fucking light switch, they could be getting married.
Yeah.
They could be having like the one partner for the rest of their life, and that's what I'm talking about. And that's pat myself on the back. I'm a rapper, okay? No, but that's what
Freestyle.
I think that women are more on the ball, because at any given moment they're willing to make the life decisions that are going to change their life for the rest of their life, and men aren't willing to do that because they're more afraid of repercussions. Dudes are pussies when it comes to what women can do to them, potentially. And what I mean by that is, like, if a guy's been cheated on, he's going to think that every woman that comes forth has a possibility of cheating on him, because when he was doing good, like, I'm 100% being faithful in this relationship, he gets cheated on.
I mean,
the
it
same
goes
for
both
women.
ways,
Mhm.
though.
It does. But just speaking from a male perspective, because that's all I've ever known.
Right.
I think that it's really tough for a guy to open up and be vulnerable after he's been cheated on, because he's afraid that even though he could be faithful, what's it gonna take? What forces are gonna happen to make a woman feel like, nah, this ain't it anymore?
Yeah,
you know?
but
Honestly,
to just on my point of view, because I've only been a woman.
I do want to hear the honestly too, though.
Yeah,
So
I do want to hear
in
that.
your head.
Hold that. But
But what
I'm
are you
just gonna
saying?
say is like, it's not to be an asshole, but it's like guys are gonna cheat more than women, because it's like girls, especially here in the Tri-Cities, they're just throwing it at you. Like, I
And
mean,
guys ain't throwing it at
Instagram,
you?
Snapchat, Facebook. If I'm
Dry.
opening my shit, he's like maybe giving me a compliment. That's
That's
great.
just
You
dry.
made my day, but
That's
you
just
ain't.
dry.
I
I don't fucking know. It's dry.
There
You
ain't
guys
no
are
dick
clowns.
pics. There's not all this shit. Women are like way more available than men. It's like, oh, look at that guy.
Okay.
Poor guy.
Okay. Let's have this
Thanks,
conversation. though.
Gary. Thank you for the compliment.
Hey, let's
Thank you,
see.
Gary.
Let's see if you guys are ready for this conversation. Why is it that women feel the need to leave their options open?
It's the same as men. It's you never
No.
know if there's a better option.
I'm not gonna put all my
available.
eggs in one
Right,
basket.
and this
till
guy
I know
may be
this
more-
another guy.
Yeah, this
it's serious.
Exactly. This guy may be more attractive, but this guy is actually being serious and like could potentially lead to
Yeah.
something more serious. And then you're like, you have to see like
then
different
you pick this
options.
guy.
It's like investing. You're not
Okay.
just gonna invest in one thing if they haven't. If
All right.
everyone's giving you 25%.
All right, let's bring it back to when you were talking about how I didn't make any kind of, when I was with that toxic girl
Right,
who broke my
uh-huh.
windshield, how I didn't specify the details about what we were involved in. So I was the wrong one because I didn't talk about those things. Well, let's take it back to what we were just talking about when you're in a you're with a guy and then you're figuring out like, this isn't gonna work out for me. This isn't gonna be mine. So I'm gonna kind of cut out, and then he's gonna get the hint because I'm gonna put enough distance.
We're like, no.
Because girls do that sometimes.
No,
if
they
it's
do
soon
it.
enough.
They
If
do
it's
it.
Soon enough.
They do it. I've done it. I'm not gonna lie. I've fucking done it. I've been like, oh, sorry, didn't see any of your 16 texts. Like, it's fine.
How is that?
My bad.
How is it different though? Because like if I'm fucking you, right, and I never say that I love you or want to be with you, any kind of romance whatsoever, but we're having sex, okay? I'm having sex with you at least 3 times, okay? And then we just stop,
Oh, I've been having sex with them.
and then it just stops. But let me finish this. It just stops, and then I'm at a party, and I'm at a party with another girl, and now you see me, and now you want to go break my windshield. My whole thing is this: how is that any different than when you're texting back and forth with a guy that you might meet, you might have dinner or whatever, and it just doesn't work out, and then you say, "Fuck this dude, I'm cutting him off," and I'm not responding to another goddamn thing.
Three times in a row or 3 times in different nights?
3 times separate
What?
months, years.
What's the
So it has to be consistent.
Why she got all
Was
those
it
bruises
consistent?
on her though?
It was consistent
I
enough.
can't say what. It's
It was
confident.
consistent enough, I guess.
Okay, so it's consistent.
3 months.
3 months.
3 times in 3 months.
3 times in 3 months.
Once
That's
a
not
month?
enough. She
Once
crazy.
a month? Oh, no wonder
Yeah.
she broke your windshield.
She's like, excuse me. Give me the dick.
Once a day, maybe. Once every month.
She was hungry.
That was.
Bitch was thirsty. She drank all the crown.
She said, give me that dick. And she threw that bottle through your window. She thought you were back there.
She must have been.
Tory.
She must have been hypersensitive too. She must have been hypersensitive too, you know.
Oh, very that night.
But okay.
Extreme.
You didn't give her the dick that night, apparently.
You gave it to that other girl. She was not okay.
If you break my windshield, you get a fucking. You get something else. I mean, I'll break your goddamn.
Get a spanking girl.
Alright.
Put your ass in the corner.
I-
You did the bottom boy.
I can't even right now. You guys got me going. No. It's real shit though. I mean,
Oh shit.
It's crazy because like I never get to talk about these kind of things ever because I'm surrounded by dudes all the time.
I get
Like
that.
the whole rap game is guys. It's guys, right? But when you get to have a conversation like this and bring it to like an audience, it's really special. What's the Addy? Oh shit! Well, we're recording on my phone, so just give him the Addy. So it's let me write it down.
As he's saying on the podcast, hey.
Hey.
You edit that shit. Cut it.
Cut it.
250 Gage Boulevard, Richland. I'm just gonna blast my fucking Addy. I'm just kidding.
Can't cut that shit.
I'm just kidding. Villas. He's been here. Yeah, Meadows.
Well, it's him. He doesn't remember.
Apartment.
Dude, my fucking
You have hella bruises.
Up, dude.
I'm all like looking at him like, damn, she looks like she's in a toxic ass relationship right now.
Yeah, it looks like you're in a
Like
Rihanna.
she looks like she
a
got
Rihanna
beat up. Look at
relationship.
her. Fuck. Who's grabbing on you like
Yeah,
that,
Chris
girl?
Brown with him.
I walk into cars.
Dude, today I walked into a car today. It's funny that you say that.
Today. I walked into that car.
Today. Yeah, no, the fucking mirror hit me in the shoulder, and I was like,
It hit you.
I walked in.
You were walking and it hit you.
Well, the customer's looking at me. He's kind of like this, and I'm just like, oh, that's fucked. Like I just delivered your fucking shit to you, and I deliver automotive parts. So I
How do we get that job?
Huh?
How do we?
Oh, trust
How do
me.
we apply?
It's not enough hours for you. It's not
Oh,
enough.
we ready though.
That fucking face was everything.
It's a simple job. I'm
We
just doing it
want
right.
simple.
I'm just doing it right now to
My job
fund the
sucks.
daytime facilities.
Oh.
The senior center.
I'm actually gonna start a senior citizen strip club. So
Oh.
Get on that pole, Gladys.
I'm gonna call it Toxxxic City.
Bernice.
Toxxxic City.
Toxic. I love that.
But yeah, so we have the Toxic Kingpin pulling up here pretty
That
soon.
was a good one.
That's pretty exciting.
He said he's here.
Well, I gave him the Addy, so he should pull up. I'm gonna light this up. I want to smoke it. Cause you guys ain't taking shots. You guys don't take shots. For
We
shit.
just drank that
No,
whole
I
bottle.
do, but
You do but what?
I don't want
I do,
to.
but what?
I don't want to right now. Just because I don't call it.
You want to smoke?
You want to shoot?
Smoke. See, now I'm talking the way that I got offended.
Yeah, come on. You want to shoot
The
there?
best thing to do is just make fun of yourself. Come on.
I know, but when new people enter the fold,
Oh, jeez.
that's why I said I know her for years.
Yeah.
You know how some people come in and like, I'm already with the shits. I'm like, no, you're not. You gotta get with the shits real quick.
Can we not fight again?
I'm not fighting.
No, we're just joking.
What?
We're joking.
Always
Dancing. You was dancing.
We're joking. We're just fine.
Get that shit.
And now my
You want to smoke this shit?
now my listeners think there was a fight before.
I know. Remember that again? Don't do it. She wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. Don't do it. Tory. 6 feet.
This is the Toxic episode, brought to you by the sponsors of Truly and Smirnoff Ice Smash and Modelo. Brought to you by, and our guy's pulling up right now too, so he's gonna add it. Yeah. You already know what it is. We jumping right back into it, man. I got my man J.Skilz right here. How's it going, brother? How you doing? How you doing tonight?
Things are going good, you know? Life's going.
Life's going, man. You know what's going? That new fucking project you got coming out, man. That Toxxxic Material. When is that dropping?
March 31st, 2021.
Damn, there we go, man. Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. It's gonna be available everywhere. What's one of your favorite songs from the project?
The song Issue, produced by Benny Boy.
Okay, what's Issue about? Like if somebody had to listen to it, if you wanted to tell them about it, what's that song about?
the way I break it down is like, it's not even an issue, you know? Like, the shit that you think is fucking with you, like, it really don't. You just gotta keep pushing through it.
No matter what, you just kind of push through everything, right?
Always.
Let me ask you this. Toxxxic Material. What's the inspiration for this? Is this a compilation of relationships, events in your life, or is this something more recent? Is it more like a conceptual piece, kind of like how Usher did, like, Confessions and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would you relate it? Like, what would you say this project is if somebody had to identify with it?
This project is, it's sort of got multiple meanings behind the title. It's about toxic relationships. It's owning my toxic material within myself, like who I am. And it's also about like how music is bringing the toxic energy into my life, you know, like that I've broken it down to. And as you listen to the album, you'll see it, you know? Like,
yeah.
It talks about all the shit I go through, shit I done.
It's like you use music as a way of like coping, therapeutic almost in a sense, so the listener can listen and get something from it.
Yeah, music is my escape, you know? Like,
it's like medicine, like an antidote.
Yeah.
However, that's what I think. When you're creating music at the top level that you can, you're helping other people and not helping yourself necessarily. Like, you're creating music that can help people like get through their days, or maybe you're like attacking a subject specifically. And I think that's what you do in a way with the way that you approach Toxxxic. I mean, we got the Toxxxic twins in the house tonight too as well, and they have their own very unique perspective, as we all do. But I think what's special about this podcast is that you'll be able to see like everybody's point of view when it comes to certain things. So let me ask you this, from the male perspective, when you're in a toxic relationship, what is it that kind of brings you running back? Like, what makes you come back to it? Because that's the big thing, right? That two people can't leave each other. They kind of find their way back to each other when it comes to toxic relationships in that aspect.
The thing about that, like, I don't want to quit. I don't want to give up, you know? So, like, no matter how bad it is for me or, like, what it does to me, how it affects me, like, I don't like to give up. So, like, I'll keep going back to it and trying to fix it, even knowing I should be getting the fuck out of here. You know, like, I shouldn't, you know?
Right.
I be doing it to myself, you know? Like, most of the time when you think about it, like, I put myself through it. I allowed it to happen, you know? I continued to put up with the behavior and become toxic, you know?
Do you think that in a relationship, like, you guys can go back and forth, almost kind of like you guys are taking shots at each other, like, on purpose? Like, it's almost like a game between two people where someone's got to lose, someone's got to win. And
yeah,
like a back and forth.
A toxic relationship, like, it's always like, you should be trying to build each other up, but, like, when you're in a toxic relationship, you're always saying shit that's gonna, like,
tearing each other down.
Yeah.
So rather
destroying it instead of building it, you know?
Rather than motivating you and helping you get in a position where you can actually make some money for the both of you guys, you're really holding somebody back.
Exactly. Focusing on the bullshit, like all that.
And it's always the superficial shit, right? The shit that's top layer, like
everything that's not tangible that actually affects you and comes into your daily life, you let affect, you know, like an inside situation from the outside. If that makes sense?
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I
feel you. And I think that, like, this toxic term is a new term for me specifically, because when I think about it, I've been in toxic relationships before I knew it was a thing. You know, it's just natural, like, it's human nature, because people are going to naturally act how they're going to act. Defense mechanisms, whatever. If you're in the wrong, you're going to try to make yourself seem like you're in the right. Toxic is toxic. But, I think that what makes it different is when you get caught in the cycle where you always run back to the same thing, or you find something that's similar. Like, you take a break, but you go to something that's similar.
Yeah.
And then you run back to the real thing again, and that feels like an even stronger hit of the drug. It's weird because it's like you create these games where you feel like you're benefiting so much more every time you come back, but it's really just a facade in your mind. Because I think we can trick ourselves into thinking that we're getting ourselves into a good thing, even if it's just setting ourselves back.
Always. Like, that happens all the time. Like, And that's where, like, my shit is, like, I shouldn't have to be putting so much energy and, like, effort in, like, shit should be natural. You know, but it's like, once you start something, like I said, I don't give up. Like, it's just, like, Scorpio in me.
Yeah. You don't want to give up on it. Because you know what's solid. You know what deserves to stay. I think that's what's wrong with the relationship is that two people get two different ideas of what's really going on. And it's really hard for two people to navigate this one thing. You get two people going in two different directions and it's over. Because the one little thing they pick, oh, that's the one I'm going to die on. That's the hill I'm going to die on. And then that's what it is. It cuts the whole shit in half. Like, that's when you choose not to come back.
Mm-hmm.
When you do come back, it's the same shit every time, but worse. Because you always lose something new. You know what I'm saying? You always lose something new when you... It's because they get creative. Both sides get creative. It's not like you know what I'm saying?
I feel like everybody got their toxic shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
How,
You gotta learn to own it and know that what your toxic shit is and...
Yeah.
But it's like your toxics, like both of them, they're just like attracted to each other, and then you're like, fuck, I know it's bad, but it's just like
opposites attract.
yeah, like you said, it's like a drug. You're just like, oh well, fuck.
Oh,
Big time.
addiction.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier. I mean, you've already have like established a rapport with somebody. They know you to a certain extent. Sometimes it's one of the first people you ever get with. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people always run back to what was like the strongest point of their life. And it's weird because some girls don't even stop contacting somebody 10 years down the road. They'll still be hitting somebody up from 10 years
I do
ago.
the same shit.
Right, but I can only speak from the male perspective.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah, and it's crazy, but it just shows you the connection that you can make with somebody that it could last for that many years, even so on and so forth.
I have someone that hits me up still every fucking
It's
day.
like-
Even though he's made it very clear that he has no interest in me, but yeah, he still talks to me every day. I'm just very confused with that. What's that about?
Maybe he just needs a friend.
No.
He just wants some company.
I guess. I don't know. I'm just confused with that one. That's a confusing
Maybe
one.
he's not the one.
Oh, he's not.
He's that
far
not
from.
the one.
He's not the one.
Oh
Poor
man.
guy.
Then you can't even get that shit in. Fuck out of here.
The grip.
We were talking
Friend
earlier.
knows, we know.
We were talking earlier, and I was telling him about my first engagement because I've been engaged a couple times. But when you look back,
I forgot.
when you look back and you look at the whole thing, you can dissect like the cancerous parts out of it. It's really sick. You know what I'm saying? How you can just analyze something and just do that to it. But that's what it becomes because everything becomes data and information. Like, because if you can't look at the past and learn from it, then what the fuck was that? Like, what did you just waste your life on? Like, that was nothing. Like, you just spent 4 years with somebody and you didn't learn a thing. Holy shit! Like, that's the worst. That's worse than jail. Because in jail you can do some fucking push-ups and read a book. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah.
And get fucked.
Oh,
God damn.
you're the female.
You're
Hey, she's the female Mars of that bar right there. Because Marvin would have dropped that. Marv would have been like, Marv would have been like, and get my
shut
dick
up.
sucked. Man, we got the USPS culture popping out here. They're gang banging.
Say that.
Oh,
Burn.
no, but they don't know. We didn't say your name.
That could be
We didn't say your name. Anyways,
I don't know.
Jordan
toxic
doesn't get
material. Toxic material. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Toxic material. Okay, let's bring it back. Let's clean it up.
Looking back at your shit, do you see a similarity, toxic traits between the people that you've gone through it all for, went through it all for?
Like
you
if
know?
I compared the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that we fall into our own types. Like we think we know what we like, so we always go for the similar things. You know, I think the codependency and abandonment issues, like people not wanting to like live on their own, they feel like they're gonna die alone, and that's like the biggest thing to them. They don't want to die alone. Mm-hmm. A lot of people like they'll mistake romance for lust because they don't want to die alone. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Like people will have sex.
Oh my god.
Hey, check it out.
You're
Hey.
100 real quick.
Hey, people.
It's real though. Like
Ride or die, bitch.
Isn't that real?
that's relationship
It
though,
is
no?
real.
Like that's
I
what you're
know.
getting for? Like
Yeah.
to go to the end of it?
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
get into a
The
relationship to
bigger
quit it.
picture. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're dealing with now. Yeah, for the most part. It just depends on what you want to sacrifice. You know, what you want to give up for somebody. I don't want to give up my music, that's for sure. And that's
Hey.
why I always end up where I'm at. You know, I always look at it like this: if I had somebody who wants to support me the way I support myself, I can support them the way I support myself, and it'll be that easy way because we all be carrying the same way. We can shift it. You know, we just got to be there for each other. And I'm gonna find somebody who's just as powerful as me. Why would I pick someone who's weak? You know?
Yeah.
And then she's gonna have her businesses, I'm gonna have my businesses, and we're just gonna make that shit fucking do the transformer on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what it's all about. You just gotta find your power couple. You gotta
find someone
dynamic.
who's compatible with you, who actually
That's what
sees
it
the
is.
vision,
Yeah.
is not intimidated by who you are.
That's
and
what
who
it
you could
is.
be.
Yeah.
You know,
tries
you
to
have to
shut you
have
down.
no one who's really
Speak on
down
it.
to
Speak on it, dude.
get it.
Real shit.
Like,
Real shit.
because a lot of time it really comes from like insecurities fuck up relationship
Yep.
a lot. Like you got to be secure with yourself and like
Real
know
shit.
what the fuck who you are and what you're gonna put up with, what you're gonna do and what you're not.
Yep. They can't handle how you are, so then they try to shut you down.
A lot of
Make
people
you
fold
Yeah,
under
because
pressure.
they're intimidated by you.
They're like, oh, you're strong.
Yeah.
Let me knock you down with you.
Ooh. Okay.
They want you below them.
Okay,
They
speak
don't
on
wanna be
that.
your team.
I want to hear the female perspective in that sense.
That's what men do. I'm just
What you
kidding.
mean?
No.
Toxic men.
No,
Toxic
they
men.
can't
Toxic
handle a
men,
strong.
yes.
I mean, toxic men
Yes.
cannot handle a strong woman that
Okay.
has her own shit and that doesn't fucking need him.
It's insecurity that a man has.
Yeah, they're like, oh, she don't need me.
Like, oh, she doesn't need me. Well, then they feel lower than you, and they're like, oh, well, that bitch needs me. She don't got a car. She don't got a job. Okay, come here, bitch. Look at all my shit that I got. Oh, sit the fuck down.
So it's not
You don't
fair.
got shit.
It's not collateral damage because somebody loses more than the other person. Is what you're saying? Like
I think it's like, yeah.
because the women lose more because you guys invest more. You guys invest more into it.
And yeah, because you sometimes
Emotionally,
you think,
but
sometimes
you guys are more worried about image and how you look more manly because you got more than your girl does.
Ugh.
Nah.
Man. Is that a reality?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah, that is.
That's
For
an issue.
toxic guys, that is an issue.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
They,
I can
they
respect
see you
that. I
and
mean,
you're doing more than them.
we can't defend
and
all
they
these
have-
guys. We can't.
Hey, no,
defend all
I'm just saying is not
And
like
you
I'm
have-
really not the toxic.
Because-
guy.
You're like, you saw me.
Hey.
I told you.
Hey, we can only speak for ourselves. We can only speak for
Yeah,
ourselves.
all
So
right.
like in those kind of situations, I have to agree with you. If that's what you've experienced, I'm sorry because that's really horrible. Because that's not necessarily the natural experience. I mean, that shouldn't be the normal experience. I mean, I always hear horror stories of like people who are traumatized from the opposite sex, and I'm just like, when did this happen? Because like when I was coming up, a date was what it was. An interaction was what it was. Like, it wasn't anything weird. But nowadays, people are just going left field with it. Like, I can see when people won't even date each other anymore. Like, in the future.
People don't even date no more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it
ain't even
is.
dating.
Yeah.
Because they're dating either 5 more people.
I'm
or
talking
they're
some
like,
asexual worm type shit. You know, like, where people ain't even fucking each other anymore.
like, ew, fuck all that.
That's gonna... Because people think so highly of each other, they're not gonna take another person's shit. You know? That's a lot of toxic shit, too. Is that you might think that your shit's better than another person's shit. Like, you supposed to take my shit, I'm not supposed to take your shit.
We supposed to build our shit.
Because there's that hierarchy sometimes.
That's why it's too much of a becomes too much of a competition. When
Yeah.
it's like we're on the same team. You know?
And
that's
it
what-
shouldn't be like that.
That's weird, huh?
It should be on the
Because they
same
view
team.
you as a threat, yeah.
Like,
and they're like, oh, no, I gotta be one step ahead. I gotta be better.
Oh, you did that. Well, I did
Oh,
this.
bitch.
Damn.
Penelope.
No, yeah. That's crazy. There's always some sort of power dynamic, you know? You know what I've realized is in some relationships, it's always the first person to fuck up who has a disadvantage, and then from that point on, it's a teeter-totter.
That's
back
my
and
personal
forth.
choice, though. If they fucked up, that's on them.
But that's the most basic game. That's like tennis.
I'm
You
going
know what
tit
saying?
for tat shit.
Yeah,
Like,
tit for tat.
You
Yeah,
did
but
it.
you're gonna
You
always
did it, so I
remember
did
that
this.
shit. I know, but you're always gonna remember that shit. You can say you got over it, but you're always gonna remember it.
then
you
why
can
keep the
forget, but you
situation
can't
going?
forget.
Just say like
It's just the middle school shit, man. It's the early day shit, you know? Like, that's the shit you start with. Because when you start dating somebody, you start, like, trying to fill out what a relationship is. You do some basic shit like that. Now, if you hold that, like, 10, 15 years past the point, then that's your fault. Like, you just haven't grown.
Oh,
if you're still pulling it like you were in middle school, you haven't grown. Imagine throwing dick like you did in middle school.
Airplane!
Motherfucker, you doing this? They're doing the worm and shit on you. Like, oh, he's throwing it.
I just throw it.
Why is he tossing it like that?
Those hips don't lie.
Shakira, those hips don't lie. You don't. Hey.
Pray for the younger generation today. They getting crazy.
Ever since her hair got blonder, she's been on her Shakira shit.
Shut the fuck
Shakira. Nah, stop. I'm just fucking with you. Nah, but real smoke. That toxic shit, bro.
That shade. He's trying to break me down.
Oh, stop it. No, brother, but Toxxxic Material, it's going to be available on Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere. Everywhere that you can find your digital download music.
Yeah, anywhere you listen to music, it's going to be there.
What are you planning as far as visuals? What you got? Do you have some ideas in the tuck? Maybe you want to reveal a song or so. Like if you got an idea of a single, do you want to do a video for?
The one I was talking about earlier, Issue. That's gonna be the first
video.
video.
Okay.
That one I'm gonna do the first video for.
That's gonna be.
Then following up for that one will be the Pobrecita on the track. It's the reggae track that I got on. It's featuring my boy Oscar and Gitana. Like,
what part do you play in the music video process? What do you contribute besides performance?
I do a lot of the time. I'll write like the storyline or do that. But shout out fucking OD. He did all my music videos up to date.
Up to this point?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And, like he's always just directing.
I thought he doesn't do them anymore.
Like,
does he?
No, he just hit me with the locations you want to do. We can get the scenes, the angles, and shoot them out. And like it always worked. That's awesome. Like every time it was just like, cool, just keep this going.
You guys got some good videos together.
Yeah. That's my guy, you know, like I wouldn't be who I am without him because like he's helped me become the artist that I could be because he's believed it, you know?
Damn, dude.
Like
that's sick. I got several artists that I could say the same thing about, like producers or video guys, like Indy, for example. Indy's huge in who I am. He shot so many videos for me. And besides that, he's a great friend, and he's also really a genius innovator. And I have to support him because I'm just in awe of the brilliance of my friend, you know? Like when you got a friend that's bugging out and just getting it popping like that, you know?
That last album, that shit was crazy.
Shout out to Indy, man. Real shit. Shout out to Indy. I'm pretty sure he'd be interested in this episode, though. You know, like this whole toxic shit. Like it affects everybody, no matter what. You know, no matter what you're going through, your relationship can be infected by the toxicity.
I believe people either have a toxic relationship or they've had, like, everyone's gone through it, you know?
Do you have a story that you can think of that where you could be like, damn, that was one of the coldest toxic moments ever? Like,
on my part or hers?
Either.
He's like, I'm not toxic. They're all toxic to me.
I think that's interesting shit, you know, like the inside of the relationship like that.
I don't want to incriminate myself. Nah, most toxic shit I've done. I can't go there. I can't go there. Like,
put yourself on.
Yeah.
Cock blocking.
Just know I paid my karma.
I've learned from what I did.
Yeah.
I try not to be that person.
It's the most political correct.
That wasn't me.
But I've also been through a lot of toxic shit, so like it makes me just like keep my guard up.
Is there a cure to toxic?
Let me know if you found one. That's hot. Like
I want to see.
We need a cure, please. Toxxxic 19 vaccine.
Shit. Toxic 2021.
At your local Planned Parenthood.
Well,
Dead ass.
Support them.
That's a good plan.
Shout out Planned Parenthood.
Sponsor this shit.
Been there when
Send out some free shit.
I want t-shirts.
I want t-shirts.
I want hoodies.
I want gray sweats.
The plan is there for you.
I want the best. Give me that shit.
Wildin'. I'm with it though. I'm with the smoke.
I need a job.
Okay, so the writing process of the project. Okay. How long did it take for you to write the whole project?
Oh, this project was spread throughout a good like year and a half. So, couple relationships I talked about within it. You know, it's
Yep. Was there a particular night where you wrote where you felt like the craziest energy, like it was just the most lit night that you could think of, like where you probably wrote your favorite joint, or you know what I'm saying?
the outro track on this shit. That was my like. It was a J.Z track where you just record it, you freestyle, you
Right.
punch in, and the whole track is just straight. It was finished within like maybe an hour. You know, just working on it, punching in, building up on the hooks. Fucking, I think that one was done by Yusei. Fucking, that dude does hard beats and shit.
No, hell yeah. That's dope. Okay. Features. What kind of features do you have on the album?
Got my boy E-Trey, lifelong partner in this shit.
Yep.
Like, definitely wouldn't be where I am without him. Like, he's opened his studio up to me and, like, taught me, like, because my project, I recorded it all myself and I mixed and mastered, like, good
Okay.
90% of the project.
Okay.
So, like, I do that behind the scenes, too, because, like, while Eddie records and has studio sessions and shit, I'll just sit in, like, watch him and see how he does his shit. You know, so, like, I've learned the process behind the scenes of how to build an album. I've done my last couple albums like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then fucking E-Trey was on that. After him, that, like I said earlier, my boy Oscar and Jatana. Fucking shout out them. They killed that shit. That track's a vibe. I'll have to play it for you guys later.
Oh shit.
Then my boy Slow, John Cash 1000. Fucking, he did it on No Days Off that was produced by Taz.
Yeah, man.
And so that's also one of the ones that are gonna be a music video.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's all my features on it.
Yeah.
Sorry if I forgot anybody. I'm off the top of my head right now.
Who did your cover art?
Fucking Marvin.
Wow.
Marvin, he perfected it, but my boy Hector drew up all the spot, like the background fucking studio, the Grim Reaper, the little baby angel smoking and sipping and shit.
It look crazy.
That shit tatted. You know, like that shit's hard.
It looked crazy. No,
We're still building the back cover art for it right now.
I liked it a lot.
'Cause I'm gonna do physical copies and shit, you know? So, anybody who wants Toxxxic Material, hit me up, hit the links, you're gonna get your copies when it's done. March 31st, 2001. 2021. God damn. 2001. Hey, let me tell you.
Years.
Taking us back.
Now that's what I call music.
Fucking Kids Bob. I'll be on Kids Bob in 2021.
Okay, let's switch it up on them. Okay, top 5 favorite rappers.
Damn.
I'm gonna get your top 5 too.
Oh, shit.
Don't play with me. Don't play. And you too. What's up? She's like top country maybe.
Top 5, I would go with Crooked Eye.
Okay,
He
Crooked
number
Eye.
one.
Crooked Eye.
Like, his pen is, you can't touch that.
Pause.
Fucking-
Yeah.
Major pause, goddamn.
His pin, you can't touch that. He's defensive about the pin.
Fucking Joe Budden be up there. He's a major influence too. Like just
Facts.
being
Facts.
open emotionally when you're doing music and shit. Don't hold back. You
Real
know, like,
smoke.
and fucking Crooked Joe. Fucking. Who else? Shit. I mean, because that's really all I'd be listening to these days. Fucking Crooked and Joe. Fucking and. You're gonna have to. Hey, you bombed me with that one.
I know. I was gonna say, damn, that's a hard ass question.
Top
That's
5.
awesome.
J.Skilz would be up there. Joe Budden. Crooked Eye.
What was that, 4?
That's 3.
Oh shit.
I quit.
Yeah, that's top 3.
Yeah, that's
Joe
not,
Budden,
that
Crooked
wasn't
Eye,
fair.
and
That wasn't
J.Skilz.
Okay.
You know?
What about you?
nice. No, don't do this to me.
Okay, top
I
3.
plead the 5th. Thank
Top
you.
3. Top 2. Top 1. Give me something.
No, I don't got you.
Come on,
Nene's favorite rapper
Toxic
is T.I.
Tabitha. Toxic Tabitha.
Edit point. Edit point.
Dating.
That's your name, Toxic Tabitha.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
but-
know. Yeah, we got it.
That's not an edit. Toxic
Burn.
Taylor.
What?
She's here too. I'm just shout out to you.
Oh, hi.
Give her a shout out.
Why there?
But top 5s. We're talking about top 5s of any genre.
Oh,
Now we just open the game.
Any genre of
oh,
music.
Toxic Taylor's like
Top-
the
Real
light
light, real light.
Top 5
The
artists.
lightest in the room. We gotta make it.
We're gonna get answers
It's
from.
a nice.
We're gonna get 360 answers. From everywhere. No, but for real, if you got a favorite artist, I don't know why we even asking this anymore. I'm just trying to find shit out. Okay, listen. Okay, top 3 cities to live in. How about that?
Oh my.
I got
Is this
3.
a dating show?
No. Hey, what we do is create a conversation. That's all it is. Because it's like we could be playing a drinking game, but like this is a podcast. What it is that I'm trying to like fill in the filler. You know what I'm saying? You know how podcasts are. You just got to keep things going.
Right.
So we can talk about toxic shit, but we got to move somewhere with it. But
Back to toxic. That's what we do.
yeah, but my 3 cities to live in, fuck you, is New York, Seattle, and probably Miami. Well, I don't know about Miami because they got Macron probably popping off down there. And Florida's just weird.
Long Beach would be one of my top cities. I'm going back there one day.
Long Beach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Long Beach is the whole vibe.
Long Beach is fire, right? They got beautiful everything, right?
It's a whole. I spent a good 3-4 years out there, living out there. I lived out there, lived out here most of my life.
Yeah.
So, top 3 cities to live in. It's hard to say when I lived in 2. You know, Kennewick and Long Beach.
Dude, I always wanted to live in Tokyo. I thought it'd be dope to sleep in a box. You remember in Tokyo
Well, that's what
Drift?
we're in right now.
You remember Tokyo Drift? When a motherfucker got pushed into the wall with like a cubby? Like, I was like, that's some fly shit. It's like a tour bus. You know when you see them in the tour bus, they got like the fucking cubbies and shit? Like the Backstreet Boys and shit when they used to have their tour buses? Man, those motherfuckers were real rock stars. Those motherfuckers were getting bread.
That's one of my top 5.
The fucking NSYNC? Or 5?
One of my top 5.
Is NSYNC? Or Backstreet Boys? Or 98 Degrees? Because we can fill the whole slot.
90 degrees? Nah.
Be true to you. Remember the Mulan soundtrack? That shit was on fire. Christina Aguilera, that shit was popping.
No,
Yeah.
actually.
See, I know too much about music.
For Disney movies.
I was like,
Towards
nah.
that.
You guys swear. You guys swear. Oh, you guys are too cool. But anyways, that shit's lit though. The Disney movies were popping too.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever watch the fucking Disney movies, the straight for TV ones? Those are the best ones.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the Irish. Fucking
Yes. Don't think of
Fucking
Irish.
smart, hey,
Yeah.
smart house.
Smart House.
Oh, that was my favorite
Oh,
one.
yeah,
Smart
was
House.
Smart house.
Imagine having a smart house though. You should get dirty.
Yeah, because you just press that button and the
Clean.
poop just comes out. I'm like,
Or they
oh.
clean the whole
What about that house just wanting to control the whole thing?
Toxic.
When she was the mom.
The house was toxic as fuck.
Toxic as hell.
Toxic relationships.
It was wired.
Date because the house was controlling his ass.
It was wired all toxic.
Shit's crazy.
The house is like, you're not going anywhere.
Get in bed.
Sit the
Right
fuck
now.
down. Eat your porridge. Fuck you.
Tina, you fat lord.
It's like your dad wants to leave. He'll die in the garage. Weird shit.
So dark. Holy shit.
The house is hella dark. At the end of the day, nobody's
When you
left.
really look at that,
Tyler.
He's in the garage dying.
Sit down, Bobby.
hey, a lot
That's
of Disney
dying.
fucking movies have dark storylines
Facts.
amongst them. You know, like
Now you're
it's like
spitting. You're spitting hard right now. For real
a lot of
facts.
Disney movies got like dark like storylines that look so
Let's get into that.
like
Do you know that Disney was like a Nazi
fucking creep.
like sympathizer? Like he was huge into Nazis. Disney was. So it
But
makes
I mean-
sense that he would have like hidden subliminal messages in his like shit.
You believe in all that shit?
I see it.
Where?
You go back and
In the
watch the
Disney
movies
movies.
and be like, how the fuck was this in our
Well,
face?
they throw all sorts of
Yeah.
subliminal messages in the Disney movies. Some of them are wicked, so you gotta like be careful because like they put shit like perverted shit. They put perverted shit like in there for no reason, like no artistic value whatsoever. You know, that's like weird to put in the subconscious. Like, I think it's weird. I don't know. It's weird to put that kind of shit in front of kids.
I'm lost.
Subliminal messages.
I know. I
and-
don't know them. I guess
Dude, have you seen the Little Mermaid's cover?
Okay, the castle. Yeah.
Yeah, with the dildo, the
That's
fucking dildo.
the
Like,
only one I know though.
but like, that's the main one. That's the Super Bowl one. That's the main one.
That's the only one she needs to know.
That
I
one-
know that one, okay? I know that one.
Right? Everyone knows that one. That
I know
was
the
like,
Jake Castle. Okay?
like, I know about the
Trigger.
Dick Castle.
I've been looking for it. Okay.
She's like, and I know about it. What's up?
Hey, Disney be wildin'.
It's natural, okay?
Who didn't know?
It's under the sea.
No, real shit though. No, Disney was on some twisted shit, dog. They be putting moans and shit in the background. They hide it. They blur it out and shit. Come on now. People be triggered by that shit.
Hold on.
Okay, in the Aladdin movie, there's a point where it says like get naked or something, and it's like whispered in the background.
What movie?
Real shit. Aladdin.
What?
Aladdin.
I gotta play that later.
No, Aladdin.
What?
Hey, y'all
My
can.
girl, get naked.
Hey, you guys can fact
They
check my
doing
shit.
this in the movies like that?
Needless to say,
What?
my question is, what's the motivation for that? Is it just because you can? If you can do it, then you can do it. Fuck
There's
everybody.
definitely a
Fucking, I don't know.
programming behind it, you know? Because that's what TV shows and movies are, you know? Programming.
Like when they point out 9/11 shit before 9/11.
That's some crazy shit.
This is weird how they're like just saying the towers are gonna fall. Like they're saying it like for years and years and years, and we don't think anything until it happens. We even had like a garage explosion in 1993 in the fucking same building. Like it was Bin Laden was behind that. Like in 1993. But like still, we didn't think like, oh, they're gonna do it again.
That's year I was born.
That
Shout
fool
out
hit,
the 93 babies.
Too.
I know.
that fool hit the garage and then he said, I'm gonna come back with planes. Shit. What the fuck?
He wrote a note. Didn't see it.
He had
Wasn't that
plans.
motherfucker like a CIA agent or some shit?
Yeah, well, he was.
You
Tim
know,
Osmond,
like-
yeah. Tim Osmond.
Fucking no.
He went
Bin
to school.
Laden.
Yeah, he went to college. He went to college with like a president. I forgot which one it was. I think it might be Bush. But Tim Osmond is literally an insurgent. That's who Bin Laden is. Well, if you follow like the information,
Nah, oh shit.
yeah, they say that Bin Laden's actually a CIA insurgent sort of character. So it makes sense that they would fake his death. Like they threw him into the ocean. Yeah, apparently. That's what they said they did. I didn't believe it one bit. I made a song about it. That's how I didn't believe it. But I made it some turn up shit. It wasn't like directly about it. It was like metaphoric. You know what I'm saying? Like where you just flex on a situation with like no sensitivity.
Shit.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
day.
Dodge that topic.
Like I'm just gonna expose it, you know. But that's when I was younger. I used to make records like that. I would literally like I had a Kanye diss record before it was cool to diss Kanye. Like I clowned him when he came out saying he was Jesus because he was like so for Jesus, and then he came out like mad blasphemous. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's real easy to diss people who are that like contradictive, like day and night, you know. Well, that's just what I did back in the day, you know. It was easy to write records like that back in the day.
You was introducing the music to battle rap, no?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how you started?
Yeah, definitely. I think battle rap really molded a lot of the things about
hip hop.
Yeah, especially in the
Right.
Tri-Cities because everybody was so competitive. Like nobody wanted to work with each other because they always felt like everybody was coming at each other's neck. You know, like nobody couldn't like help another person without getting help themselves. You feel me? Like there was like this uneven scale. Like people felt like if my supporters support you for one post, then they're gonna stop supporting me. It's like a short-sightedness, but that's what happens with the ego. The ego always feeds a bunch of fucking thoughts to people. So there's a lot of artists in the Tri-Cities who won't work with each other when we're the only way that we're ever gonna get heard.
Exactly. It's been happening a lot more Tri-Cities artists are working together recently now. Like it's starting to happen. I'm proud of the city and like how it's growing and like getting closer. But at the same time, as it's growing, it's also dividing.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I think it's forcing people to pick a side. Because they're like either going to be with the shits or not. Because there's only one thing going on. You feel me? Because there's only one thing going on. Once you reach the highest level, you're the thing that's going on. Everything else is below you. So if you're dropping videos, you're dropping songs, you're making it hot. Like people are playing your music around the world. Which they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know how that feels like. That's a great feeling, right? Like when you look and then people in Afghanistan are playing your music.
It's
like,
crazy to read in places that you never even heard of, and then like it's like
I got
they're
the damn caves
I'm
there.
like they're playing my shit where? Like
I mean,
that's
yeah.
crazy. Just thinking about that, like you go to places around the world you've never even been, but you were there.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense, that's why like the power of music.
It's better than anything. With the internet, it's even better than everything because like the people before us who didn't really figure out the internet, I really feel sorry for them because so much more opportunity came after people learned how to just type some shit out. As simple as just being on MySpace. MySpace, we booked our first tour off of MySpace.
Shit. Remember, MySpace was the first place that uploaded music too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
We went viral on MySpace before it went viral was even a thing. Because we had a song called Type of Guy.
that's hard hitters, right?
Yeah. That shit caught fire and it was snapping on MySpace. We never did a video for that. That's just crazy. But we were toxic as fuck back then.
First, toxic in the old days.
Yeah.
It's not who we are today.
Let's shift it to my toxic
Wrong,
twin
yeah.
compadres over here. How are you ladies doing still to this night? I really appreciate you guys rocking with us the whole night. I think we've got a good chunk of material, but still I want to kind of push it a little bit further. We were talking earlier, way earlier. We might have not even recorded this, but we were talking a lot about like the female perspective when it comes to the toxic shit, and I think it was really interesting because guys don't get to hear a lot of that. They don't get to hear like because they don't listen most of the part.
Yeah.
Right? Because we ain't trying to hear that, right? We ain't trying to hear... Come on, let's be honest. We ain't trying to hear all that. Especially if it's not going anywhere. Like, well, no, I ain't trying to listen to all that.
I'll hear you, but will I listen?
Yeah, I might forget exactly.
Probably not.
Nah, I tried.
But
Sometimes.
respectfully, I believe when you say something, you mean something.
It's
So.
also about the approach and how someone's tone of voice.
Exactly.
is with you,
See
you know?
what I said earlier? Yeah.
It's tonality. Everything's
It's
tonality.
the way you say it.
Mm-hmm. It is. 100%.
Yeah, no, I agree. Totally. It's all about tonality. I mean, everything's presentation. Because if you come off too abrasive, you know, your point can just go over, you know, wrong. Mm-hmm. I feel that. so this toxic shit, like, is brand new to me. It's super brand new. Like I told you earlier, it's super brand new to me. So when I look back at my old relationships, I start to see how toxic I was without knowing I was toxic, right? And the thing that trips me out about that is that, like, I think that that's something you can't really shake. You just change to a different type of toxic no matter how old you get. Like, you just, certain things will just always be off about you. You know what I'm saying? It'll just shift to something else after a point. So, like, why do we even focus on certain things if we can't really do anything about them? Or should we look at it differently? Like, we should do something about it. I don't know. What do you think? What would you say about that? I'm laying on the Montel question.
Can you use that?
So what would I do about what?
You know what? Honestly, I'm high as fuck. I came up a little too
I'm
late.
like, damn, 20 minutes of a question.
20 minutes of a question. No, I'm talking. We toxic with it
So
tonight.
how do you feel about that?
But I love the toxic perspective, man. I'm intrigued with the conversation. Because I want to learn as much as I can about it. Because I think that we can make music that reflects, like you already do, like you're doing right now. You can make music that reflects like almost like a coping mechanism for people who want to listen to real shit about people who've been in real relationships similar to theirs. Like when I listen to your record, I'm like, oh shit. I know that he really lived that life that he's talking about. He's not giving me a sales pitch. This is a real story he's telling me. So at a minimum, what I'm reading is higher value because it's real. Because a lot of people will push a fake narrative and they will try to get you to spend top dollar for some fake story that they're selling to you, right? But when you listen to an artist like you know that it's a real life that you've lived. So it's like when you listen to like Chief Keef or something because you think that, you know, he really has a gun or, you know, shit like that. So I think it's dope. Because in Tri-Cities, what we need is a multi-dimensional sort of thing going on. We need artists that are doing different styles of music, bringing different things to the table. Because I want to do festivals and shit. I think that we can do things on a level like where we can bring like Tech Nine down, we can bring Snow the Product down, we can bring like different artists down, and we can do like big like events where we can make like 20, 30 racks, you know, ourselves and split it amongst ourselves. Mm-hmm. This is like things we can do, but we just have to get together about it, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe that might be something we work on in the summer. But,
yeah.
But that's what we need to focus on, like, because that's what it is. We got to invest in ourselves. Because then people aren't going to invest in us on that scale. They don't believe in it. They don't believe that we can make records, do shows, and perform with Tech Nine. Even though I've already performed with Tech Nine. I opened up for Tech Nine in Boise. He did a 2-day festival because he was getting tattooed. That's how bossed out he is.
Oh, shit.
That's where his tattoo artist lived. So he went up to go get tattooed for 2 days, and while he was there, he performed every night. We only went up one night, and it was 800 people. We performed in front of 800 people. That shit was lit. That was like when you guys... Did you perform at the Migos show?
No. Fucking... I opened up for K-Camp when he came to town.
It's like that.
Fucking... That was a vibe. Got to meet his whole camp behind the scenes. Fucking... Shout out all them.
You know what I like about K-Camp is that he keeps like a hit record. Like he always got like a fucking song that's gonna go off on TikTok. It's gonna go off somewhere, you know. He had that one song, "Cut a Bitch Off" or some shit like that. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was hard. Like he makes that toxic music too. He'll cut a bitch off real quick. You know what I'm saying? I could probably get him on a record for like 5 racks. Like, that's what I love. You got 5-10 racks, like, you can get anybody on a fucking record, it seems like. Especially during the pandemic.
Imagine, yeah.
Real shit. Who would you get on a record, like, if you could get one feature for a single?
Shit. Either Brent Fires or Don Toliver.
Don Toliver would be sick.
I think we could do something. Don Toliver's dope. That whole last album. What was it? It was the Heaven or Hell album.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So the whole thing I've been pitching all week between you guys, like when I've been messaging you guys, is like I wanted to get the male and female perspective of this toxic shit, right? And I've gotten a good idea because I didn't know anything getting into it because I'm trying to figure it out, right? Like I've said all night. But I think that there's a lot of similarities between the male and female like toxicity. Like it's the same shit. It's just depending on how you guys feel. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like nobody's right. Everyone's wrong. Like there's no winner. There's like no winner in it kind
That's
of.
how
Like,
you start a fight.
like at the end of the day, like it's hard to be like on a high pedestal when somebody else thinks that you're not. You know. But yeah, do you guys have any kind of like final thoughts on like the toxic stuff? Because I think that we've kind of like got to a point where we could probably wrap it up. But like just to sign off things like on how you feel about the theme of the pod, or if you got anything that you want
To wrap it up, if you get into a toxic relationship, first red flag, fuck out of there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Run!
learn from your last situation.
Yeah.
You know?
Bro, I second
That's
that.
one thing I'm trying to tell myself, you know, just like once you feel it's going bad,
Or the first bad thing that happens, get out and don't go back. Don't look back. Just keep going.
Dude, I
Fuck
feel that.
shit.
I feel that big time.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
He's in trouble.
nah,
How about you, Tabitha?
You're at work.
I'm working.
How about you, Tabitha?
Tabitha's out. I gotta go to work.
Tabitha doesn't have anything to contribute, eh? Okay.
Fuck men.
I mean,
I get money. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck men, get money. That's all she's got to say. Okay. What about you, Taylor?
what do you guys even consider
Just know
toxic?
your worth.
Like what's
What
what's
do you
your
mean?
what's
Know your
the
worth.
no
know
what's
your worth. If it ain't worth it,
If
to
it ain't
you,
worth it, don't make it work.
don't make it work.
Don't
Yeah.
work it.
She remix my shit. She remixed my shit right in front of me. I'm with it. She dropped it and reversed it.
She did.
Okay.
Okay, Missy.
All right then. Well, I think that's how we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna sign off now. But thank you again for being on the podcast, and I appreciate you guys.
yes.
All right. Cool. 1,000.
100.